Hey traders, John Halley. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that I think is a really big thing in people's mind when they're actually starting trading the markets. And the question is, how much money do you need to start trading? So let's get straight into this video. Before I do start, guys, this video is me just giving you some education around getting into the markets or starting the markets or flow through the markets. This is a different thought, different mind. There's so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. You know, the chart reading, the trading systems, your own self-management, so on and so forth, right? So anyway, guys, let's actually get straight into the education. Before I do start, guys, there's first link in the description. Click on that bitch because you got to go over and that's where you can actually hop on my next free training. So click on that right now. Anyway, let's get straight into this whole how much money do you need to actually start making money from trading. Now, there's two schools of thoughts here. There are two schools, right? Two schools of thoughts. The first school of thought is people say, I only want to trade 1% of my account because I only want a small percent of my account on one trade. Actually, you know what? There's really three schools of thoughts, right? There's three schools of thoughts here. And so there's three schools, right? The first thing is, you know what? What I'm about to say here, I just realized what I'm saying here. There's how much money do you actually need to start trading for a living? I think that's actually the wrong question to ask. I think you actually need to look at the way most people trade and the way people do trade and the schools of thoughts. Okay, so that's where I was actually going through here, and it all makes sense with how much money do you actually need to start trading. The money is actually irrelevant, and I'll explain why. I'll explain why in just a minute. So first thing, most people say, I only want to place 1% of my account each trade because I only want small risk, all right? Small risk of my account. Okay, cool. And then I have other mentors who say 10 to 20% of your account place on one trade. Now, now the interesting thing is this. Out of this here, these people here, all right? Let me draw this person here. A crazy person. This person here and this person here, right? It's crazy. This person here. Out of all these people that I've studied, you know, over my 13 years of trading, who do you think makes the most money? Or actually, should I say, this one here trades the most but makes the less money. This one here trades less, but makes more money. So out of all my mentors, out of all the schools of thoughts, out of all the trading that I've seen, this one here, 1%, they want to make, they want to only trade 1% because that's what the risk on their account. And so what I found is that majority of the people who trade like this, they're trading like that because they're not confident in their system. So therefore, they're really not confident, right? Because if you are absolutely 100% confident that at least 7 times out of 10, your system was going to crush it, even 8 or 9 times out of 10, your system, why would you want to do 1% of your account? That's where the 10 and 20% of my mentors who have made millions of dollars in the markets, that's what they do. They place 10 and 20% of their account, 10 to 20% of their account on every single one of their trade. Why? Because they know they've done the work. They know they're going to, like one of my mentors says 20% of his account. And he has a 70% success rate. The other one says to 10 to 20%. Another millionaire mentor, like one of my millionaire mentors right now, makes a few $100,000 per month. Guess what? 10 to 20%. But he's 90% success rate. 90% success rate. So the question is, guys, is like it's not about how much money do you actually need to start trading. It's like, how confident are you in your trading system? Right? How confident are you in your trading system? And confidence only comes from you doing the work, right? Confidence really comes from you learning a lot of strategies, but developing something or putting together something and backtesting and saying, okay, this is what really works. So that's the first school of thought. Second school of thought. The third school of thought is what I call like the Buffett effect. And this is where I've seen major, huge success, right? So this is called the Buffett effect. Let me have a little B over here, the Buffett effect. And the Buffett effect is that these people over here, and I've studied a few people, actually probably three or four that I can think of, right? So you got Mr. Buffett, right? And then I'm going to call this person A. Person A turned literally a $20,000 trading account and made something like $2 million in 3 years. What did he do? I'll talk about that in a minute. And person B here, again, had a $5,000 trading account, but in 2 years grew it to $900,000. Now, schools of thought is what do these people do? Well, they will wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait for that setup. They know they're going to absolutely crush it on. Now, not every trade they take is going to make money, as you guys know, right? But they'll wait for that, like, yes, this is what I've been looking for. And guess what they do? They whack it with a big amount, right? I know this person here and this person here will hit it with 80% of their account, or maybe even more. They'll just sometimes just whack it with everything they got. The Buffett effect, what does he do? Do you think he sits there, Mr. Buffett, and says, you know what? I'm going to place 1% of my account, on buying this share, because you know what? If I am wrong, I'm only risk 1% of my account. No. Right, so now we're actually getting into the psychology, right? We're getting into the psychology of how much money do you actually need to start? How much money do you need to actually start making money from trading? And as you can see, the trading is irrelevant. One thing I have found, and even in my own trading over the last 13 years, is that the more confident I am with my system. Now, confidence is not like, oh my goodness, this person said you can make a lot of money, so I know I can make a lot of money, so I'm going to make a lot of money, and this is awesome, and let's actually go, boom, 80% of account. No, stop right there. Stop right there. Thank you very much. Right? I'm going to start singing back. I won't go there. Right? So you can see there's a couple of schools of thoughts. So bearing in mind with what I've just said, I want to bring this up to you because if you seriously want to make really good money in trading, you must be able to get to a stage where you're placing at least 10 to 20% of your account, 10 to 20% of your account, if not getting up into the 80s or more of your account, if you want to see exponential growth. How do you think Warren Buffett's done? Do you think Warren Buffett researches a share and then buys the shares? I'm going to place maybe 5% of my account on this. Actually, you know what? 1%. Just because if I'm wrong, I only want 1% risk. No, right? It's like you just look at the schools of thoughts there. This one here, over here, once again, what do? This one here, let me actually see if I can make that thicker. This one here takes a lot of trades, generally sits in front of the screen a lot of the time, and probably has a very, very small win-loss ratio. This one here takes fewer trades and has a very high win-loss ratio, but doesn't spend a lot of time in front of the computer. Or sometimes. One of my mentors only trades the last hour of the stock market close, and one of my mentors trades the intraday charts. And these guys here, what do? Most of their time is spending researching. But actually being in the market and actually being in a trade, it's not like the getting in and getting out fast. Makes sense? So you got the three schools of thoughts there. So within all this, it's like how much money do you actually start? How much money do you need to actually start to make? Let's actually see if I can. How much money do I need to start making money from trading? Let me see if I can delete this off the screen now. And that's where it more comes down to your. So first thing is like you need to find a trading system, right? TS, a trading system that absolutely without a doubt rocks it. Not because you bought a program, no, because you buy a system. That doesn't mean it's going to make money, right? It doesn't mean it's going to make money for you, because everyone is different. Everyone's got a different tolerance, right? And we need to build up from that. So with the trading system, you need to find, develop, trade, back test, and so on and so forth. A system that without a doubt is going to crush it. I know with inside myself is that when I stick to the exact rules that I'm looking for, I'm going to achieve a 90% success rate. And I know that inside my soul. Why? Because I've studied this market for 13 years, and the system I trade right now, I've backtested, researched it, and I trade it, and I see it every single day. When I stick to the rules 100%, I know 90% of my trades are going to make money. Now, if I know that inside my soul that I know that 90% of my trades are going to make money, and I have, let's just say I have, let's just keep the numbers simple. I have a $20,000 trading account. If I knew inside my soul that majority of my trades are going to work out, would I want to place a $100 trade? No, right? Because it's like, I know I'm going to do really well from this market, right? I know I'm going to do really, really well from this market, right? So if you look at this, right, this $20,000 trading account, this one over here, right now, I say, and so two, your position size, you know, could be anywhere from 5 to 10 grand per trade. Again, I'm not saying you do that. You don't start there, right? You start with a $100 trade and you build up. As you're trading live, that's when you get more and more confident, right? So you start with small trades, and then you build up to this amount, but you can do that pretty quickly. But once you know there, right, you can place a $5,000 trade, right? A $5,000 trade. And if a $5,000 trade, and if you got, say, five trades a month on average, just say that, or even just 4 trades a month on average, right? 4 trades a month. So you got four. So you place in $5,000 trade, and you know without a doubt, by being patient, waiting for these setups, doing your research, doing your work, working hard, so on and so forth, $5,000 trade, right? And you take 4 of them, and out of those 4, generally speaking, one of them are going to be a loss, one of them are going to be a loss, and 3 of them are going to be winners, right? So the loss is average of, say, 20% loss. So what is 20%? What is 20% of this here, which is, let's say, $1,000, right? $1,000. And then the average profit with this, which I have found, was like when the market moves, the average profit is, say, 40%, right? So 40%, sorry, not 4,000, 40%. So 40% is what? 4, 8, so $1,600. With me so far? So what is that? Let's actually do the calculator here. 1,600 plus, oh, no, right? So we've got 1,600 times 3 equals 4,800 minus $1,000. And now you've got 3,800, which is very close to $1,000 per week from a $20,000 trading account. Heck, this could even be a $10,000 trading account. Do you see what I'm saying here, right? So it doesn't start with this. It's like, this is the biggest thing that I realized with trading. It doesn't matter the size of your trading account. Now, I would say 10 to 20 grand is a good place to start. But as you can see, your account will exponentially start to grow over the year once you have this main system here. This thing, right? This thing, that's pretty good. Trading system. Once you have your trading system down packed and you have a system that you know you can be consistent at, you can do it every day. It's not like you can do it a little bit here, a little bit there. No, you're consistent every day. You know the system works. You know it crushes it, and you can start to do it. You could start to make say, you know, $1,000 a week on average trading the markets with, say, a $10,000 trading account. You know, and you could get, and once you actually start doing that, you'll start to get to a point where you say, you know what, I'm going to start trading not $5,000 per trade, but I've got a $20,000 trading account over here. And after a while, you say, you know what, I'm getting my 90% success rate, and I've been trading this now for 3 months. I'm going to start trading $10,000 a trade. So once you start, and then 3, after say 3 or 4 months of doing that, now again, your first step would be to trade small. Your second step would be start to escalate it back up to here. Why? Because your confidence does. And your third step, so you know what, I'm going to start trading 50% of my account. Oh my goodness, 50% account. What do you think Warren Buffett does? It's like, come on, guys. These guys that make big money. It's like 50% account. Why 50% account? Because you know inside yourself you're going to get a 90% success rate. It's just going to happen. You know inside, because you have an amazing trading system for yourself, right? So now you're trading $10,000 a trade, and now do the exact same numbers, right? So we have 1 loss at 20%, which is a $2,000 loss. All right, and then we have 3 wins at a 40% profit. Right, so now we've got a $4,000 profit on average. Say 40. Some might be 30%. Some might be, just say on average, say $4,000 there. So what have we got there? We've got $4,000, which is a 40% profit over times 3 equals $1,200 minus $2,000, and now you've got this one here. Now you're making on average a $10,000 profit on average per month. Right? Times that by so yeah, so 10,000 times say 12 months is 120,000. Take off you know, some brokerage and stuff like that. It's probably left with 80 to 100 grand from trading. Do you see what I'm saying there, guys? This is what it takes. This is how the successful traders become really successful. It's once they get it, once they get this number one part here. People focusing on just getting in and getting out and doing all this sort of stuff and not really confident. It's like, no, you need to spend a lot of time. It's important, guys, to spend a lot of time focusing on getting the system right. Once you get the system right, and you know, not because you bought it, but because you own it inside yourself, you know without a doubt that's going to crush it, you're going to rock it, and it's going to do really well. And then guess what? Then when you do your backtesting research, then yes, for the first month or two, you start really small with maybe $100, $200 trades. Then guess what? After the first month or two, you're like, oh my goodness, yes, this actually is working. I'm actually trading it in the live market, and this is what's happening. And then you might start building it, and then the next month you might do $2,000 trades. And next month you might build it to $5,000 trades. You might, and that might be $5,000 trades over a few months. And then after that, boom, you know, $10,000 trades. And now you're making, you know, average of $2,000 to $2,000 or so per week, trading on a few trades a month. Now, this is a hypothetical, theoretical example, guys. Obviously, we don't know. Some months you might only get one trade. Other months you might get 8 trades. You know what I mean? Like it's just a round off number. It's just a hypothetical example to show you. But this is how it really works in the real world. This is how your account can get exponential growth, but it's based on your belief system. It's based on your belief system that this system crushes it, this system works, and this system just goes do really, really well. So guys, this is how much money you need to make from trading. It's not how much money you need to make from trading. It's like, how confident are you in that system? Not because you bought it. Remember, confidence simply means I know inside my heart and my soul that this absolutely crushes it. So there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, guys, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the video, and also first link in the description, head on over to a free training that I'm running. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'll talk to you next time.